The Universal Fabricator seen on this video is one of the handiest pieces of equipment you can ever have in your shop for building all sorts of really neat projects, such as this kid's pedal helicopter. The Fabricator is shown bending 1 1/4 inch OD round tubing for making the helicopter landing skids. It forms round tubing up to 1 5/8 inches OD, which is larger in diameter than what is being bent here. All of the round and square tubing dies that are available for it are shown in our catalog as well as online. This machine can also form flats, solid rounds, and solid squares. The various diameter round dies used for that purpose are racked on the side of the lower tubing die storage cabinet. Fab shops and schools like the fact that it runs off an air compressor. This keeps them from having to deal with the safety issues that come with an electrically powered machine. Every part on this kid's pedal helicopter was formed on the Universal Fabricator, except for the large radius part of the cockpit's 1 inch square tubing frame, which was rolled on our 338 pedestal ring roller. This is just one of the many fun projects that were made by the grandfather who built this helicopter for his grandkids using shop outfitters equipment. The lock and stop gauge is an important part of the Universal Fabricator. It consists of a rotating numbered disc with a stop pin mounted on it and a numbers pointer. It also has a lock handle brake, which firmly holds the disc on any number it is set on. The purpose of this gauge is to take the guesswork out of duplicating bend angles on tubing and other materials formed on this machine. This gauge also provides a method for the operator to record bend angles that may be repeated sometime in the future. A lot of serious engineering and thought went into making the Universal Fabricator the metal forming machine it is today. The unique slide block allows the hydraulic bending cylinder to advance the bending arm forward in order to complete bends to 90 degrees without having to rotate the center forming die and insert an extra holding pin. This is a very unique time-saving feature which is not seen on other tube bending machines, some of which require constant changing of multiple pin locations. An extra holding pin is only added if the tubing is being bent past 90 degrees, as is the case shown here. The slide lock mechanism and the lock and stop gauge both carry US and Canadian patents. A unique feature of the lock and stop gauge is the built-in slip brake, which allows the disc, with the stop pin mounted on it, to slip if the operator is not paying attention and runs the bending arm past the spring pin. Doing so will put the full force of the hydraulic cylinder on the stop pin. The fact that the disc can rotate under pressure will help keep the machine from being damaged. The Schedule 40 pipe shown here, bent to 180 degrees, measures slightly over 1 5/8 inches OD. The 1 1/4 inch pipe is commonly used for building pickup brush guards, commercial pipe railings, dune buggies, and numerous other projects. The bent parts for this completed truck rack were formed on the Fabricator out of this same size pipe. The Fabricator is shown forming 1 1/2 inch square tubing. As any metal fabricator knows, there are numerous projects where the forming of square tubing is an essential part of producing a first-class product. Where they can be used, smooth rounded bends always look better than welded ground corners, and they require less work. Any kind of square frame, such as those used in a hitch-mounted vehicle luggage rack, is a candidate for smooth round form corners. The split square tubing dies, 1 inch and larger, make it easy to remove square tubing after it is formed without having to disassemble the die. As seen here, the Universal Fabricator has a nice storage cabinet. The various size tubing dies it employs can be stored out of the way when they are not being used. The handy bend brake that comes with each machine uses a repeatable bend attachment that can duplicate the exact bend angle on multiple parts. This attachment is made up of 2 separate pieces. The top part is threaded into the bottom part of the attachment, which is connected to the top punch die. The upper part is rotated counterclockwise to increase the bend angle. Rotating it clockwise will decrease the bend angle. Once adjusted, the operator simply runs the cylinder to the end of the stroke, which will repeat whatever bend angle it was set at. As you can see here, the bend angles on each of these 2 brackets came out exactly the same. The handy bend brake will bend heavy material, which much more expensive brakes cannot possibly form without doing serious damage to them. Also, the Universal Fabricator does not move at a speed where the user has no time to react before something unintended might occur. Benders that move too fast tend to produce overbent scrap parts. As seen here, the top bending punch die can be stopped or backed up at any place with the hydraulic foot pedal if the part needs repositioning. Both the light and heavy bending capacity of the handy bend brake make it a must for any shop that needs to be able to bend a large variety of parts. The parts being formed here are for the letter R for a ranch sign in Colorado. These 3-dimensional letters have a distinct classy look about them that does not exist with 2-dimensional letters. Also, this same width and thickness of material can be used to form some very nice heavy-duty fenders for small to medium-sized trailers. The career opportunity for welders and metal fabricators has never been better in this country. A national shortage of skilled workers in the trades involving manufacturing is causing many schools to reintroduce shop classes back into their curriculum. You may be the owner of an existing metalworking business, or you are just looking for supplementary income from work you can do in your home garage. Whether you are running a long-established fab shop or a general welding and repair shop, the Universal Fabricator can certainly help make your efforts more productive and profitable. Because several metal forming functions have been combined into this machine, it requires very little space to be operational wherever it is set up. There are few countries in the world today where shop outfitters' equipment is not being used. Give us a call today, and find out how you can own one of these great machines.